What's up, guys? Travis Peters here with the Increase Life. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about escaping the middle class. You guys can have other episodes and podcasts and YouTubes and teachings and blog posts on this topic. Escaping the middle class. It's a fascinating mindset and something God showed me that is way more dangerous and deceptive than we're realizing. We're, as Christians, right, we have every financial advantage. We have every life advantage. Our dad is literally the creator of all things. Nepotism at its finest. Favoritism at its finest. We have the advantage, the blessings, the covenant, all the things. Anything is possible to him who believes. All things are possible with God, right? No limits. We have a no limit life. Yet, how many of us are totally satisfied with middle class life? It's in the middle. That means there's a lot. The majority of people live this way. And as Christians with the advantage of everything, the advantage of having the Creator as our dad, we're okay with average. We're okay with the same results the world is getting. Are you kidding me right now? Absolutely not. That's disappointing. I'm telling you, I feel like God will look at us and be disappointed. That's as big as you can believe. That's as big as you can go. That's as big as you dare to dream. Average. On a ballpark level, the average middle-class American makes between 45 grand a year and 145 grand a year. Right? Being a business consultant and coach for the last several years, I am around basically everybody I'm around, hundreds of people at this point, and they all make way more than 145 grand a year. I would say many, probably the majority make 145 grand a month of the people I coach and consult with. Okay? They're not Christians. How are they doing it? Are they somehow better than you? Are they somehow smarter than you? Are they somehow have more of the Holy Spirit's leading than you? Do they have the Word in them? No, they don't have the advantage, yet they're doing it. That means you should look at them and say, if they can do it, oh my goodness, it should be a breeze for me. I've got God on my side. I've got biblical principles. I've got faith. They don't have those things. They've been working themselves to the bone in the natural. They don't have the blessing on them. The blessing talked about in Genesis, the Abrahamic blessing. They don't have the Proverbs 10:22 blessing on them. They don't have those things. So in the natural, they've achieved better results than most Christians have in the supernatural. This is sad. This is disappointing. They dream bigger than us. They put their hand to stuff more. They outthink. They work. They go buy courses and study and get mentorship and pay for it and say, I'm going to learn this thing. And guess what? They set goals. And they not only do they set goals, but they declare and claim they're going to get their goals. They wake up and they say affirmations. They say, Travis, I got this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure this out. I won't quit until I get it. And I'm like, man, that's the faith, patience, and perseverance the Bible talks about. And most Christians don't operate in. We need to get out of the middle class mentality. Y'all need to get out of that. That's too low level. It's going to be real with you. And you need to be aware of this stuff. And you need to be thinking this way too if you want to do anything great. If you want to have a massive impact and influence for the kingdom while you're on the earth, this ain't middle class life. Right? What did Jesus say in Revelation? I'd rather you be hot or cold. If you're lukewarm, I'm going to spit you out. That's what I feel about the middle class. Lukewarm, right in the middle. It's not for you. That is not for you. Not if you're a child of God. So in this series, we talk about the different mentalities that the poor, middle class, and the wealthy have so that I can make you aware of them and I can get you thinking like the wealthy think. If you think like the wealthy, what are you going to do? You're going to make decisions like the wealthy. You're going to act like the wealthy. You're going to behave like the wealthy. And then what's going to happen? If you act like the wealthy, think like the wealthy, behave like the wealthy, what's going to happen? You're going to get the results that they have. because their current financial situations are a result of the decisions and actions they've made, which goes a step further, comes from their belief system. What they believe determines how they act, the decisions they make, which determines their physical results. It's why they have money. It's why you don't. You've got a different core belief system, so you've taken different actions and you've gotten different results. So you gotta look at your life, own it, and be like, this is my fault. I'm where I'm at. Even if you're doing good. Let's say you're making $100,000 a year. Okay, that's fine. Maybe you're a little bit on the upper side of the middle class. You're like, here's upper middle class. You're on your way up there if you're making $100K a year. Yep, good for you. Please don't stop. Like you just got started. That's nothing. I once heard it put, when you turn your yearly income into your monthly income, you have just begun the process of building wealth. And I like that mentality. I like that a lot better. So you're at 6 figures a year. Let's get you to 6 figures a month. Sound good? Cool. Now, one of the first things you have to do, I've covered this in another video, but I'm going to recap. In the book, there's a little book I have got, the 10 distinctions. I took off the cover because it's corny and this looks awesome. 10 distinctions between millionaires and the middle class, written by a Christian, Keith Cameron Smith. Super cool little book. I highly recommend it. What he talks about, he breaks down finances into 5 classes. The very poor, middle class, rich, and very rich. All right? They all think a little bit different. But the number one main thing that separates them is the length of their thinking. How far out can they dream? Can they think? Can they plan? Can they envision? And depending on where you are on that little spectrum, the further you are up, the further out you dream. So the very poor think day to day. I gotta get food for today. I gotta get money for today. Make it to the end of the day. I can't just wait. I just gotta get through today. The poor think week to week. Man, by the end of the week, I gotta have this money. I gotta make it to the end. If we just make it till Friday, then the weekend's gonna happen. And it's gonna be awesome. Okay, just gotta wait till the weekend. They would think week to week as far as they can dream. The middle class think month to month. It's as far out as they can go with their planning, with their plotting, with their dreaming, with their goals. They think month to month. How can I make more money this month? I need to make payroll this month for my employees. I got to pay rent this month. I've got bills this month. The rich think year to year. How can I double my income this year? By the end of the year, in the next year, I want these goals to happen. I want to be at this level in the next 365 days. The very rich think decade to decade. They've got plans 5 years out, 10 years out, 15 years out, 20 years out on what they want to accomplish, what they want to do. It's interesting. I personally have been in the middle class month-to-month mindset for a long time. And now I've leveled past that, but there are times when I catch myself and I will start to think month to month and ask questions of myself like, how can I double my income by the end of the month? You get a different answer than when you ask, how can I double, triple, or quadruple my income in the next year? Here's the difference. In business, and this is like, take it for your personal situation, but I'm going to tell you what it's like in my personal situation and what I think through is in business. If I said, how can I double my income by the end of the year, or excuse me, by the end of the month, I would come up with things that happen quick. Well, I could go sell more one-on-one coaching spots. And that can be a great, if I just sell, 4 of those, that's going to double my income from last month. Well, okay, I get it, makes sense. But that's not what I want long term. I actually don't want to have my time filled up with a bunch of one-on-one coaching slots, right? Now, I take them on occasion and I pray about them and stuff, and it's a great fit, but it's not my ultimate goal is to have my days filled up with one-on-one coaching or consulting even. But if I was to say, how can I double my income in the next year? I could look at all the possibilities like, well, there's that new increased curriculum I'm writing. If I get that done fast, get that out and start promoting it and selling it and advertising and getting publisher hands and all these different things, I'm like, well, that would do it. And then well, there's a new online course I'm looking to revamp and relaunch. And then I've got that other partnership that we've been talking about with my friend. We could go talk about, taking some more action on that, pursuing that idea. So there's just things that you could do. If I think a year out, I'm going to create a much better path and trajectory for myself. So a year down the road, I've got my goal, I've doubled my income, but I'm also doing it the way I want to do it, doing the way I enjoy it, doing the way that's fun, doing the way that God put in my heart, doing it the way that's fulfilling. If I think short term, I might end up doing things I don't really want to do. Oh man, now I'm stuck. And I got all these one-on-one coaching clients and like all my time is just sucked up. Yeah, I got the outcome, but it was a short-term result and it left me in pain. The further ahead I can think, I'll still get the result, but I'll get it in a much better way. Let me give you another example in the difference in length of thinking. Middle class think month to month, so it's hard for them to invest because I need that money now. The rich and very rich are thinking, hey, I'm going to put money away for now, and I'm going to reap the harvest. I'm going to sow the seed, and I'm going to reap this harvest 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years from now, and it's going to be 15, 20 times what I invested. This is awesome. I'm super pumped for this. I'm going to take those long-term actions. I'm a long-term thinker. Middle class can't do that because they're thinking month to month. I need that money now. I cannot afford to invest. I cannot afford to be generous. The wealthy think they have no choice but to be generous. The middle class think they can't afford to be generous because it's got a long-term effect or return, and we're always thinking this month, right now, fast. I need money now. I can't invest in the future. I can't even pay my bills. What do we need to do by the end of the month? So what I'm trying to say is, guys, think on your own life here for a minute and be where am I thinking short term that I need to be thinking long term? I'll give you another example, one more. The wealthy think long term in every area. Think about short term versus long term thinking in your health, in the way you eat, in what you choose to eat. I'm hungry right now, so I'm going to go grab a cupcake from my pantry and eat that cupcake. It's going to give me short-term pleasure. It's going to taste good while I do it. It's exciting. Feels great. You think about it in your pantry, you get excited. Ooh, let's go get that. It's going to be awesome. But short-term thinking is going to leave you with long-term bad results. If you continue to think short-term on your health, you're going to end up overweight, chubby, low on energy. Your immune system will not be strong. You'll probably get sick a lot more than you should. And then, of course, you could go as long, let's think 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, 40 years of eating poorly is going to cut your life short, or at least the enjoyment of your life. And then you're going to be in a spot where you're way overweight and tired and you feel awful and you're lethargic, maybe depressed. And that's a hard funk to get out of to try to go get healthy all of a sudden. But if you just think long term about your health, that's going to change the choices that you use when you eat. You're going to work out. You don't have to work out a ton, but you move your body, burn some calories, break a sweat. This is long-term thinking in all areas, in income, in career, in investing, in your health, in parenting, in marriage. Long-term thinking in marriage. Oh, I don't need another date night. I don't need to tell her I love her. She knows. Oh, we went on a date night 2 months ago. It was great. It was awesome. Kind of scratched that itch for a while. We should be good. No, think long term. If you say that too long, you're going to have a big fight. You're going to have some resentment built up. It's going to be rough. Just think long term. Let's do a date night every Friday. I can't afford a babysitter. We'll figure it out. Go to God. God, I want to take my spouse. I want to do date nights every Friday. We need some extra income to cover a babysitter. I'm going to think long-term about my marriage, our relationship, investing in my kids and parenting and coaching my kids and our money. Guys, just spread that out. So kind of practical action steps. First, you need to become aware of where you're thinking short-term. Make a list. Write down your actions you've been thinking. Write down your actions you've been taking, the thoughts you've been thinking about middle-class, short-term mindsets versus long-term. And then step number 2 would be take a minute and dream further out. I want you to write out your plan in a year. What do you want life to look like in 1 year? All right, health-wise. Where do you want your marriage to be? Your kids to be? Your money to be? Your business to be? Your income? Your investments? Your debt? What do you want all of that to look like in a year? Take the time. Think on this. Pray about it. Write it out. Write it out many times. Put it on paper. Let's start expanding our thinking. This is the difference between the middle class and millionaires. Middle class and the wealthy is the length of thinking, the length of dreaming, the length of goal setting. All right? The longer you can extend your thinking into the future, the wealthier you can become. All right, go apply this today. Make sure you like and subscribe to all my stuff. I got new content coming out almost every single day. If you haven't already, go to theincreasechallenge.com. In 5 days, I'm going to get you to your financial breakthrough without budgeting your life away, without having to be more disciplined, without cutting out Starbucks. We're going to get you there. It's a ton of fun. It's a challenge like no other. I'm telling you, go read some of the testimonials. Hop in the challenge. Let's get you on that next level. I love you guys. See you in the next one.